The architects of the New World do not build a cage with iron bars. They build it with convenience. They do not force you into the cell. They invite you in with a faster checkout experience and a frictionless interface. We are being ushered toward a technological revolution that is a lie. Central Bank Digital Currencies, CBDCs. The narrative is polished and professional. Zero fees, instant cross-border settlements. The final solution to the laundromat of organized crime and shadow money. It is presented as a shiny, frictionless miracle of modern banking, the perfect Trojan horse. But beneath the silicon skin, the pulse is cold. Look at the anatomy. In the old world, the bank was a middleman. In the new world, the central bank is the eye. The end of cash is not about efficiency. It is about the total elimination of anonymity. The goal is to move the human race from a world of private transactions into a world of universal surveillance. The convenience is the anesthetic. The surgery is the removal of your financial autonomy. They are selling you a future where money is no longer a tool for the citizen, but a weapon for the state. The horse is already inside the gates. The transition has begun. To understand the digital panopticon, you must understand the distinction between digits and code. The money in your bank account today is a digital ledger entry. It is passive. A CBDC is fundamentally different. It is programmable code. It is an algorithm with a leash. In this system, the central bank is no longer just a lender. It becomes the software engineer of your destiny. They can write rules into the currency itself. They can define the perimeter of your freedom with a line of syntax. This is the kill switch, a world where your money has an opinion and a memory. The central bank can dictate what you can buy, where you can travel, and who is allowed to receive your value. Imagine a carbon footprint limit enforced by your wallet. If you buy too much red meat, the terminal denies the transaction. If you exceed your monthly allowance for gasoline, your money simply stops working at the pump. It is a surgical strike against the individual, a mathematical boundary. The money knows where you are, it knows what you are doing, and it can decide in a millisecond that you have had enough. Your wealth is no longer an asset. It is a temporary permission that can be revoked by an algorithm you did not write and cannot see. The architects have discovered a way to destroy the very concept of the future. They call it economic velocity. We call it the time trap. In a CBDC system, money will have an expiration date. In the traditional world, you saved. You built a foundation. You created generational wealth as a shield against the volatility of the state. Savings were the ultimate form of resistance. The time trap is designed to liquidate that resistance. If the central bank decides the economy is stagnant, they will force you to spend. Your digital dollars will be programmed with a countdown. Use them within 30 days, or they burn away into the ether. A programmed evaporation of your labor. This is the death of saving, the end of the foundation. You can no longer prepare for a rainy day because the state now controls the weather. The citizen is transformed from an owner of value into a temporary conduit for the state's liquidity. You are a pipe through which the government pumps its stimulus. You work for numbers that are programmed to die. The concept of long-term independence is being deleted. You are being forced into a permanent present where you are forever dependent on the next injection of programmable credit. This is the final stage of the autopsy. The merger of the financial ledger with a social credit score. A single unified grid of obedience. Money tied directly to behavior. This is not a dystopian fantasy. It is a technical roadmap currently being prototyped in the shadows of the global financial hubs. This is the control grid. If you attend a protest the state deems unsanctioned, your wallet goes dark. If you post a thought online that contradicts the official narrative, your ability to buy a train ticket or pay your rent is suspended. There is no need for police, no need for physical arrests, no need for the messy optics of state violence, just a single silent keystroke at headquarters. You are not put into a prison. You are removed from the world. Without the ability to transact, you are a ghost in the machine. Complete mathematical submission. The physical cage is redundant when your survival is tied to a programmable chain. The social credit merger ensures that every citizen becomes their own jailer. You will watch your words and your movements, not out of conviction, but out of the raw necessity of keeping your wallet active. The silence of the grid is the sound of total control. The matrix is locking its doors. The physical choke points of the past were clumsy and loud. The digital chains of the future are perfect. They are invisible. They are everywhere. They are inside your pocket. We are moving toward a world where your labor belongs to the architects, and your freedom is a variable in an equation. But every system has a flaw. The architects fear what they cannot program. They fear the decentralized. They fear the assets they cannot freeze. Moving authentic decentralized assets like Kaspa off the grid is no longer just an investment strategy. It is a fundamental act of defiance. Securing your wealth on hardware devices like Ledger, away from the eyes of the central bank, is the only way to own a future that hasn't been programmed by a committee. You can escape the digital bank. But can you escape the silicon matrix? The next monopoly isn't built on energy or fiat paper. It is built on intelligence. And a single corporate bottleneck already owns all the shovels in the new gold rush. In our next autopsy, we dissect the AI monopoly and the silicon cartel. This is the blueprint. Subscribe to decode the rest of the trap.